ERi-TV, presenting you the domestic and international news prepared for this session live from our headquarters in Asmara. I'm Hermel Lagermai, inviting you to join us on our tonight's news broadcast. Let's start the major headlines. Meeting of Minister Osman Saleh with the UN Secretary General. Vocational training for martyrs' children. Trump and Netanyahu agreed to new U.S. peace plan to end war in Gaza. And Germany ready to protect Baltic region, says Defense Minister. In your detailed domestic news, Mr. Osman Saleh, Minister of Foreign Affairs, met with Mr. Antonio Guterres, United Nations Secretary General, and discussed matters of mutual interest and concern. At the meeting, Minister Osman referred to reckless provocations and expansionist ambitions cloaked under the pretext of access to the sea, and reiterated Eritrea's firm position that it will not be drawn into such reckless agendas under any circumstances. Mr. Antonio Guterres, for his part, commended Eritrea's positive engagement in and contribution to regional peace and security, and reaffirmed the United Nations' strong commitment to the principles of territorial integrity, sovereignty and unity of all nations. Both sides held the strong partnership and cooperation that exists between Eritrea and the United Nations country team, and expressed their determination to further strengthen this collaboration. Minister Osman Saleh also met with Mrs. Joyce Msuya, Assistant Secretary General of the UN Office for the Coordination of Humanitarian Affairs. The discussion centered on the ongoing strategic cooperation between the government of Eritrea and the United Nations. Mrs. Msuya, on her part, expressed her profound appreciation for the strong partnership with the government of Eritrea, and reaffirmed UN Office for the Coordination of Humanitarian Affairs commitment, despite budgetary constraints, to continue working closely with Eritrea on critical areas, including climate change adaptation and resilience programs. A 3-month vocational training program was provided to 20 martyrs' children in Tesane subzone. The training was organized in collaboration with the National Union of Eritrean Youth and Students and Gates Private Training Center. The program covered computer technology, videography and photography, as well as beauty salon skills. Mr. Debesai Melka, manager of the training center, emphasized that supporting martyrs' children is the responsibility of every citizen, and commended the dedication and interest demonstrated by the trainees throughout the program. Mr. Meles Gebrai, head of the National Union of Eritrean Youth and Students branch, affirmed the branch's readiness to stand alongside the trainees in all their future endeavors. The administrator of the subzone, Mr. Sium Gabriesus, highlighted the significance of the training in improving the livelihoods of martyrs' children, and commended the initiative undertaken by the training center. The week-long program, organized in connection with Tourism Day under the theme Tourism for Sustainable Transformation, concluded at a closing event held at the Abraha Bahta School for the Visually Impaired on 29 September. Mr. Hagos Fusahaye from the program's coordinating committee stated that the 6-day event was conducted in collaboration with the Tourism Service Providers Association and the National Association of the Visually Impaired. He commended all those who contributed to the successful implementation of the program. Highlighting the significance of the program for the development of the tourism sector, Mr. Zeritol Debrahan, Managing Director in the Central Region, called for integrated efforts to further promote domestic tourism. The week-long program featured a variety of activities, including sports competitions, bazaars, traditional costume shows, and other cultural programs. Dear viewers, stay tuned for our international news right after the short break. Welcome back. Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has agreed to U.S. President Donald Trump's 20-point peace proposal to end the nearly 2-year-long war in Gaza. Speaking in Washington yesterday, Netanyahu described the proposal as an important step towards ending the war and advancing peace in the Middle East. The plan has been welcomed by several Arab and European countries, as well as the Palestinian Authority. Speaking at the joint press conference following a meeting with Netanyahu, Trump said they were beyond very close to a peace deal for the Palestinian enclave. Trump warned Hamas that should it refuse the deal, Israel would have Washington's full backing to finish the job of destroying the threat of Hamas. The US president's plan would see an immediate ceasefire, an exchange of Israeli hostages and Palestinian prisoners, a staged Israeli withdrawal from Gaza, Hamas disarmament and a transitional government led by an international body. Since late October, more than 66,000 Palestinians have been killed in Israel's assault, according to Gaza's health authorities. In other news, Germany is ready to protect the Baltic region and will respond to Russia's threats in a united and responsible manner, Defense Minister Boris Pistorius said yesterday. Describing Russia as the most significant and direct threat to NATO, Pistorius, speaking at the opening of the Permanent Logistics Support Area in Rulka in Lithuania, said Germany was committed to strengthening deterrence with roughly 2,000 troops to serve in Lithuania by mid-2026. As a result, Russia may respond back and take a serious look on the movement. According to Russia, NATO's movement is putting Eastern Europe's security in danger. Dear viewers, we are done with the news prepared for this session, and now it's time for a quick recap of the major headlines. Meeting of Minister Osman Saleh with UN Secretary General. Vocational training for martyrs' children. Trump and Netanyahu agree to new US peace plan to end the war in Gaza. And Germany ready to protect the Baltic region, says Defense Minister. Ladies and gentlemen, that was all for tonight. Thank you for having us and have a blessed one.